Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Blum. I'm the author of the book Is the Cross the Answer? It is Tuesday, March 8, 2017. And I've just completed a video on Donald Trump if you're doing this sequentially. And this video now is on a prophetic vision that I was given, about maybe it was during the Obama administration, right around the beginning of the Obama administration, which would have been 2009, right? He was elected in 2008, took office in 2009. And during that time, God told me he'll be dealing with racism and finances. And when God tells us he's starting to do something, most of the time it's not immediately. It takes a few years for it to kick in. You got to kind of think of a plant. You got a seed. It takes time for the seed to germinate. And you got to water, fertilize, and then eventually it becomes a full-grown plant. And that's kind of like when God gives you a word, the process that it goes through. And it's all biblical. You can check this. Now, that's why it talks about things like, the Bible talks about things like seed time and harvest. Now, the other part of the prophecy that God gave me was that things that are done in the darkness shall come to light, that no thing shall be hidden anymore. And you saw during the Obama administration how things began to change, where people who were once doing their deeds in the closet came out of the closet or came out of the dark corners and just said, forget about it. I'm just going to tell you how I feel and do what I want right in front of you and say, don't judge me. And that's okay. We shouldn't judge. It's okay. But it's a ploy. It's all been a ploy by God. Why, you ask? It's very simple, okay, for me. And I'm going to make it very simple for you now, just in case you don't know. It's so that when the end comes, you will know who's on God's side and who isn't. God likes things cut and dry, no confusion. The Bible says he is not the author of confusion. So it should be easy for you to see who is truly following God and who isn't following God. And this is even more important inside the church, where everybody's screaming, God, 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 I'm a believer, I'm a follower, I heard this, I heard that. You want to know them. You want to know for yourself. You need to hear from God yourself. We'll talk about that later. But you want to know him. That's why a lot of my recent videos, 2017, has been talking about the new covenant. I won't talk about that right now in this video because I want to share these prophecies with you. So we are dealing with racism now that started in the Obama administration. More of that was dealt with the black side, obviously. Now with Donald Trump, it's the white side. And what God is showing, in my opinion, through Donald Trump with racism is the racism within the church. I know no one wants to talk about that. I love the Jewish people as well. I'm talking about the Jewish people as well. And we should support the Jewish people, Israel, as the Bible says, as God's chosen people. But we don't have to support their racism towards black people. We don't have to support their bigotry. We don't have to support the things that are not healthy. We can't blindly support in that fashion. We support what God supports and how he tells us to support. But at the same time, we can't be, we can't ignore our own problems, our own bigotry, our own racism right here at home. If we can't fix what's in us, how do we expect those who look up to us around the world to change? We have to start right here in our country with ourselves, right? So, having said that, we must understand that God is allowing space for people to feel free to come out of the darkness and introduce themselves to the world as racist, whatever their agendas may be. Bring it to the center stage. If it's greed and not caring about the poor, if it's whatever it is, sexuality, doesn't matter. He wants you to see everything. For when his next move comes, you will clearly understand why his next move came and how to react. I'm one of those people that believe time has to run out eventually. Mathematics say time has to run out. That's math. I'm a math guy. Having said that, yes, the Bible said time should run out as well. But I'm just saying, if you don't believe the Bible, you should believe math. That's my opinion. And with that being said, there has to be an end time game for God. And I believe we're being set up for an end time game. But we must understand what God is doing at all times so we can get our chess pieces in place and be ready for what God is doing. So the times that we're living in, we're dealing with racism. God's dealing with racism. He's dealing with the prophecy is he's dealing with racism. He's dealing with finances. He's dealing with bigotry. He's dealing with those things that are done in the darkness brought to light. He's dealing with issues that are important for us to be able to discern or to figure out in the future who is on God's side and who isn't, whether they're in the church or not. Behold, a wolf in sheep's clothing. We must be on guard. And that's what this time we're living in is all about. We have to let it play out. And it's just my opinion that if Donald Trump was not in office, we would not see the level of racism that we see continued from the Obama administration, but on the white side this time. And we just have to trust God and pray that we not only make it through, but that we can help change things and make a difference, but be able to identify who's on God's side and who isn't. Off to the next video.